What makes you men think that you can go? And then you're literally taking a child out to go and protest this idea that doesn't even involve you, because you don't have a reproductive system like me. You don't have.
I don't need to be a woman to think that it's wrong to kill another human being.
Yes, but if you were in a position that some women are when they have like ectopic pregnancies, then what's going to happen to them when they're
You're for abortion in all cases, right? So why bring up ectopic pregnancies?
I am pro-choice. I am not pro-abortion. Nobody is pro.
The choice to what?
The choice whether or not you want to terminate your own pregnancy.
It's not terminating a pregnancy, it's terminating the child in the womb.
Terminating the pregnancy.
The child's not a pregnancy. Pregnancy is the result of being with child. Jesus Christ can set you free from your hatred for other human beings and your flawed worldview.
Loves everyone, no matter who they are. Even if they're a prostitute.
His love for you is this, that he laid down his life that you might be free from sin. Be free from sin and believe on him. I do just want to encourage you though, like, you said they're not human beings, but they are human beings. We're all made in the image of God, okay? And we become human and we're imparted with a spirit and a soul and a mind the moment we're created, which is at conception, at fertilization. Abortion is not health care. No, it's not. So it's the intentional killing of another human being. Healthcare is never the intentional killing of another human being. That's murder, not healthcare. The death penalty is not the same thing, but we could talk about that. Howdy. What do you think?
I don't know. What are you trying to say here?
So abortion is murder, and Jesus Christ forgives murderers.
So, if Jesus Christ forgives murderers, would that be bad abortions? Would they be forgiven by Jesus?
They can be, yes.
Do you think abortion is a religious thing or more of a cultural thing?
Abortion is murder. It's the killing of an innocent human being. Sometimes it's religious in nature, like child sacrifice, sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not.
I'm just asking you questions, that's all.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to read it back.
Can I give you something to take and read, maybe? Yeah? Read it at your leisure if you'd like.
What's this about the rainbows here?
Yeah, so we're a very prideful culture, okay? And we think that the most oppressed people amongst us is this LGBT community, but in reality, it's not. You see, the LGBT community is supported by the government, they're supported by the, the corporations, they're supported by almost everybody in today's culture. Mm-hmm. But yet we have 3,000 children every single day that are killed under sanction of law. And so,
you know, the Roe v. Wade has been overturned, right? So that means it's up to the states.
And you're talking about the Obergefell decision? Yeah, basically the Supreme Court said, there is no like,
the states.
It's up to the states whether or not you can murder children or not in the womb. Yeah, that was an unjust decision.
So what's your opinion on, let's say, someone who's like 10 years old got raped? Would they, do you think they should be forced?
Make it younger.
Make it younger?
Yeah, go younger. It'll make your point more important, right?
I'm just asking questions. I'm not arguing.
Yeah, so the basic argument is we should treat both lives as equal. We should treat both lives as valuable, and we should not murder the innocent child just because someone else committed a heinous, horrible crime.
So I don't understand that. So the 10-year-old child should be able to endure that pain of giving birth?
Well, no one should do that to her. No one should have raped her to begin with.
Both agree on.
Yeah, the rapist should be put to death for what he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The rapist should be put to death for what he did, not the innocent child that was conceived, if that so happened.
Yes, but what if, so, in a tricky situation, right? Where the child is pregnant, and so the child is not allowed to get abortion, because abortion is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So, what if it's up to now the child, because you know how people go under pregnancies and when they give birth the possibility of that person dying because of
There's always a possibility of death and birth.
So
Yeah.
I'm just asking for your opinion here. If it was up to the unborn fetus,
Yeah.
or saving the mother's life, what would you say about it?
You familiar with what a false dichotomy is?
No. What?
False dichotomy is you're giving me two choices to pick from, and I don't think they're the only two choices to pick from. So the choice isn't, is it the 10-year-old or the unborn child? Which one? No, it's not. So what we do, okay, is we treat both lives as equally valid. We put that 10-year-old, if that was the case, I think that might be a little young.
This is a very...
But hear me out. We put them under the strict care of a doctor and physician who can watch her health and monitor her vitals and things like that regularly.
Yeah.
And if the time comes when her life is in danger from carrying a child so young, we emergency cesarean or whatever we have to do to try to save that child. Now,
that's not an option.
it's always an option to emergency C-section. You can literally have somebody in an emergency cesarean in like minutes. It doesn't take long at all.
Even I'm just saying, there's...
They do it regularly. It's a very frequent.
I know. I know tons of mothers who
yeah.
have C-sections.
And just like, you know, if a car drives off the road and ends up in the lake and there's like 4 people in there, right? And if I jump in and I go, oh, these people are going to die, right? So I jump in and I only can save 2 of them.
Yeah.
I didn't kill the other 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but so that's basically what we're talking about here. If a doctor tries to save both these lives but is unable to in good faith, that's not abortion and that's not murder. But we should try to save both lives.
You want to save both lives, but you know, if it comes to a point where it is either or, and I also
then we try to deliver that child emergency and we try to save its life outside the womb if possible. But if not possible, that's not murder. But if we just go in there, and rip its head off and tear its legs off and its arms off so that it will fit out, and then we evacuate it, that's murder.
Because I know in states where abortion is outlawed, right? That if a person
just to correct you real quick, there is not a single state in the United States that abortion is criminalized.
Well, not fully yet, but
no.
So in a sense where, like, if the baby died, right, and it's not the mother's fault.
Oh yeah, if the baby is dead, that's not an abortion.
Punishments in some states where if your kid, yes, there's some punishments in states where if your kid dies, you will go to prison for murder.
No, there's not. So you're totally wrong on that. That's a misconception. It's a lie that's being spread that women aren't allowed to get medical care when their child has died and they need emergency care. My wife had a miscarriage last year and she had to have the actual pill they would usually give for an abortion in order to help, because she just kept bleeding because she wasn't releasing the placenta. Okay, but that wasn't an abortion. Our child had already died and perished. We actually held her in our hand. She was about this big, a little girl, we could tell.
All right, well, we have to head out, man, but I appreciate you talking, man.
Yeah, read that and consider it. Okay, thanks for talking.
Yeah,